So like 5 different persons asked for the tutorial of this beautiful two-piece, especially the blazer, and I took it upon myself that I am going to drop the tutorial for my beautiful subscribers on YouTube for free. And yeah, here we go. In this video we are going to be drafting the pattern of the blazer. In our next video we are going to be stitching it down. Then in the following video we are going to cut and sew the palazzo pants. All right, so you don't want to miss this. Subscribe if you haven't, turn on your notification bell, very important, so you don't miss out. All right, welcome to Naho Fashion YouTube channel. Please, at any time you find this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. You can give it a thumbs up now and drop me a comment. All right, to start, I came down by ½ inch at the upper part, and that's where we're going to be starting our measurements. And then at the center, I'm going to go in by ½ inch as well and create a straight line. The buttons you're seeing at the front is just a design, it's just a style. You cannot open it. All right, it is stitched down. The opening is at the back. There's a zipper at the back, that's where you can open it. We need to leave this ½ inch so that it can overlap. The two front pieces will overlap, and then we'll stitch it down before fixing the buttons. So I'll start taking my vertical measurement from the shoulder line. All right, my shoulder to bust is 10 inches, 13 inches on the bust, 16 inches waistline, and then 25 inches shoulder to hip. All right, then I'm going to add 7 inches from the hip line. I added 7 inches from the hip line. All right, so I'm going to repeat the same measurement just so I get a straight line. I'm going to connect it just like this. So this is my bust line, my under bust line. This is my waist line. I'm going to label it, don't worry. And then my hip line. And this is the length of the blazer. That's the side that is longer. All right, my shoulder line, my bust line, my under bust line, my waist line, my hip line, and the length. All right, I'm going to be making use of 2.5 inches for the neck width. I don't want it to be too wide because of the bishop collar. I want the bishop collar to be standing on my neck, to be resting on my neck. All right, so 2.5 inches is what I am going to be using. If you're a plus size person, you can use 3 inches. All right, then I'll mark my shoulder divide by 2. My shoulder is 14, but I'm going to be adding ½ inch to it because of the shoulder pad. We are going to be padding the shoulder. All right, so I want my shoulder to be a little bit wide. All right, I'm using 7.5, and I'll come down from that 7.5. I'll come down with 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and I'll connect it to the neck width, to the 2.5 neck width, just like this. Next, I'm going to be marking my shoulder divide by 2 around this place. This time I'm not adding any ½ inch, just my shoulder divide by 2. I'll mark that out, and then take my armhole depth. It's still shoulder divide by 2, or your bust circumference divide by 6 plus 1.5 inch. I'll connect it to the shoulder slope and then connect it with a straight line just like this, and this is my chest line. At the chest line, I'll mark my bust circumference divide by 4, and I'll divide my armhole depth by 2, and then go in by ½ inch at the center. I'll connect these 3 points together just like this. Watch me carefully. All right, you can do it with your free hand. If you have a cuff ruler, it's fine. Next, I'm going to take my nipple to nipple, that's my bust span measurement, divide by 2. I'll take that at my bust line, my waistline, and from waistline I'm going to come down by 4.5 inches. All right, that's where my dart is going to stop. So I'm just going to connect these points together just like this, and then I'm going to take my dart on the waistline. For the dart, I'm going to be using 0.75 on both sides. If you're of the smaller bust size, you can make use of ½ inch. If you have a bigger bust, you can make use of 1 inch. Then from the bust line, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. I just don't want the dart to get to the bust line. This is optional. I'll connect it to the waist dart just like this. And then from the waist dart, I'll connect it to the 4.5 inch I marked earlier. All right. I'll go ahead and take my body measurements. So I have my bust measurement already, divide by 4, bust circumference. All right. And then at the underbust, I'm going to take my underbust measurements, divide by 4, and then I'm going to replace the dot at the underbust line. All right, make sure you replace the dot. And then at the waistline, I'll take my round waist measurements, divide by 4, and I'll replace the dot I have there as well. At the hip line, I'm going to add 1 inch to my hip measurement. As you can see from the dress, there's a little space, there's a little freedom at the hip. All right, so I'll add 1 inch to my hip measurement, and I'll go ahead and connect these dots together. So the chest line and the bust line are the same. All right, and then I'll connect it to the underbust with a curve. You can actually make use of a straight ruler, it's still fine, but you want to make sure you use a curve ruler from your waist to your hip. All right, I'm just going to extend this this 1/2 inch line, and then we are going to connect the extension to the hip. All right, but before then we'll need to open the down part, the opening at the down part. I'm going in by 2 inches. You can make use of 0.5, you can go as wide as 3 inches, that's fine. Then from the waistline, I'm going to come down by 2.5 inches. All right, I'm going to come down by 2.5 inches, and then I will connect this 2.5 inches to the 2 inches I came in by. I'm going to connect it to the hem of the pattern paper, not from the 1/2 inch we came in by. Just watch me carefully. I'll just connect it just like this. All right, and then I'll connect the side with a curve just like this. You can just make it straight with a straight ruler, it's still fine. All right, so this is what we just did. The longer part of the top is what we just did, and for the shorter side, we are still going to get it here. All right, when we cut it out on our fabric roll, so I'll come down by 1 inch from the hip line, come down by 1 inch at the center, and then connect to the hip line just like this. This is for the second side. When we cut the longer part on the fabric, we are just going to cut out the longer part and get the shorter part of the side. We are going to do everything together, so just subscribe. The sewing tutorial is going to be a different video. Subscribe and turn on your notification bell. We are going to be doing everything together. For the neck design, the depth of the neck, I'm going to be making use of 8 inches. I'm going to maintain my chest line. All right, I'm just trying to get this place to be more clear. So I'll come down by 3.5 inches first of all. All right, and then I'll connect it to the 2.5 neck width we marked earlier. Next, from the 1/2 inch, from the 1/2 inch line. All right, all the measurements I'm taking is from the 1/2 inch line, please. From the 1/2 inch line, I'm going to mark 1.5. all right, 1.5. Our bishop collar is going to be stopping somewhere here before the 1.5, so I'm just going to mark 1.5, and then from there I'm going to divide what I have remaining here by 2. The space I have there, I'm just going to divide it by 2 and mark that out just like this. All right, I hope this is clear. Then I'm going to go in by 1 inch from the center place where I just marked out. I'm just going to go in by 1 inch. Then from this 1.5 inch we marked earlier, I'm just going to go up by 1.2 inch. All right, I'll connect these dots together just like this. Just watch me carefully. If you're not getting it, you can rewatch it again. All right, please guys, you can screen record the tutorial instead of downloading it. 80% of you are downloading it and watching it offline, and it's not good for us. And then I'm going to go in by 0.75 at the 8 inches line, just like this. I'll mark 0.75 and I'll connect it to the 1 inch at the center. The 1 inch we marked. All right, I'm just going to connect it just like this. This is very, very simple, trust me. Just be creative, you'll get it well. Excuse me. I'm just going to trace it out with my marker. I use pencil just in case I need to, you know, correct some part. So I'll trace it out with my marker now to make it more visible. We are just done. We are done. I'll cut it out. Guys, I'm sorry, I have sore throat. Please like this video if you haven't. Please drop me a comment. Support me guys, support me. Drop me a comment, all right? Just drop a comment, like the video so that YouTube will push it out. I hope you're watching what I'm doing. All right, I cut out this slant here. So this is it for the front piece. All right, we are going to use this to cut out the two sides of the front. For the back, I left 1.5 inch for my zipper allowance, and then I came down by 1/2 inch at the upper part too to start my measurement. I'm just going to rush this one. It's the same thing we did to the front. All right, so my bust point, my underbust, my waistline, my hip, we are going to stop at the hip line. All right, for the back, we are going to stop at the hip line. I'll go ahead and create a straight line just like this. All right, so I skip my underbust. As you can see, I don't really need it for the back. So for my shoulder to shoulder measurement, still the same thing we did to the front piece. All right, I'm making use of 7.5, the same neck width 2.5, the same armhole 7 inches. I'm trying to rush it. It's the same thing, don't be confused. All right, we just have few things to alter. Okay, for the neck depth of the bag, I will be using 1 inch. All right, and remember the neck width is still 2.5, the same with the front, just the neck depth that is different. I'm just going to get the center of the armhole depth, get my bust circumference, divide by 4, connect the center to the bust just like this. This is how you get your back armhole. My nipple to nipple measurement to get my darts. All right, still the same nipple to nipple. I'm going to be taking the same measurement, the same 0.75 on both sides. You can actually use half inch on both sides, it's still the same. So I'll just connect it to my darts just like this. This is very simple. Then I'm going to take my body measurement, my bust divide by 4, my waist divide by 4, replace my dart. All right, my hip, the same thing, add 1 inch to my hip measurement, and I'll connect them just like this. Guys, remember we have not added our sewing allowance. We are going to add that on our fabric. All right, actually okay, at the center of the back piece, I'm just going to go down by 1 inch and then connect it to the hip just to give it a little curve. I don't want it to be straight, as you can see from the start. All right, so just go ahead and cut it out. I just hope this voice note will be clear enough. God, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for watching to this point. I love you all. I will see you all in the sewing tutorials. All right, the sewing tutorials will be dropping very soon. Please turn on your notification bell so you don't miss it. Thank you so much, guys. I love you all, and I will see you all in my next video.